white man have a conversation about the N-word. That kind of ironic within itself, but I digress. Alright, I think about this now. See, if the N-word so powerful and so dangerous and so detrimental, why we put it in our song? Why we put it in our song basically provide people from other race and people from other background with an excuse as to why they say it in the first place. I think about it from a perspective. A person just walk up to a person on the street and call them the N-word, right? Without no kind of doubt, without any kind of question, without any kind of trial or any kind of due process, it's obvious that that person is a racist. See? But you walk past a black person on the road now and you happen to play a song in their ears where contain the N-word, and right as you pass them, they sing it a little bit louder. Right? They have tried to offend the person, but they have a built-in excuse as to why you offend the person in a situation. See what I say? Ultimately, people ever say, well, people create content and people write songs and people write scripts and screenplays and things like that. Them have poetic license, so them can basically do whatever they want. And nobody now say nothing wrong with that really, because me myself is a creator to some extent. But me think if your creativity so limited that you actually need to use the N-word in the shit them you produce, then you don't have enough business to create the mass consumption. You understand what I say? You find for you create for you and your friend them and people within your little social circle, and not even that not so fine, but you get what I say? You will not be one of them person that were out there we have one voice where little pitney and impressionable people actually listen to. If your creativity is so limited that you have to use the N-word to a point where you have to bash on me and say, I have to try to defend me and say, defend an argument where I go in opposition to what me I say. Because what me I say is, we are give them people here, or some of them people here, the opportunity where they want to get otherwise. Because a man who walk up here on the street like that and just call it the N-word, something wrong with him. You understand what I say? I say people who do that, but if a man do that, something wrong with him, and then there's no question. There is no trial, as I say, no due process. It's obvious who that person is. But if him can say, well, Kendrick Lamar song me sing, and Kendrick Lamar is a black person as far as them know, based off a Kendrick catalog or Kendrick material, Kendrick is a representation or a good representation of black people or what black people is supposed to be, especially in a time like 2021. See me I say, so if me I sing for him song, then something in a person like that song supposed to offensive to black people when Kendrick Lamar himself, black people that call him right now a good representation of who them is or who they want to be or who they want them kids to be, you know, a conscious person. So why a man so conscious feel the need to provide people unconscious per se the opportunity to disrespect him and disrespect themselves and disrespect a whole race or a whole nation of people who go through and struggle with. That 17-year-old or 18-year-old or 16-year-old that listen to your music probably don't fully understand. You get what I'm saying? They might see a little bit about it in a school here and there, but them don't fully understand the struggle. And them expect so you understand it. That's why them come to you, because them see you as a leader. So if you as film leader tell them say, alright, they use a word that come with so much fucking hate and so much pain and so much negative connotations to it, then you can't wrong them or you can't fault them to use the word. You understand what I say? Like you put yourself in a leadership position. So take for example the time when Kendrick Lamar was on stage and him called on that white girl to sing the part-time song. We have N-word in it, and she actually come up on stage and sing the part of the song with the N-word in it. Big me and say, think about that now, from the girl perspective. Use an audience member, use a fan of this person, pay her money to go watch them concert, to pay them to go watch them perform songs where you pay to get access to before. You understand what I say? The only person who's supposed to know the music better than a super fan is the artist himself. You dig? So if Kendrick Lamar call on this girl on the stage, him know at what point of the song him call on this girl, him know what will come up next in the song at that point. So if she come on the stage now and she get caught up in the moment and say the N-word because the N-word in the song, how come she I get the backlash from me? How come she I be the one to pay the price? Unless you have to say, oh, she have to pay the price generationally because her ancestor did this and do that and whatever. You understand what I say? But you can't look on it, so me have to look on it and say, oh, Kendrick provide the situation or provide the opportunity for that little girl to say that shit. Because if those lyrics weren't in the song, she would get bashed for not knowing the lyrics of the song. But the fact is, she says something was actually in the song where the artist was supposed to be conscious putting in the song. See? But you must say, oh, it's fine for you to listen to this, and if it's fine for you to listen to it, then why you wouldn't want to say it? Because eventually if you listen to something enough, then it will stuck in your mind, because that's how memory works. Right? We all know that. That's how memory works. Repetition is the father of learning. So the more and more you hear something, the more and more acclimated your mind will become to it. Am I right, Janice?
Right.
So if the girl fucking learn the song, excuse me language, if the girl learn the song, how we have a fault her to learn the song? Then Kendrick and artists such as ourselves supposed to take responsibility for what we have put in our people's ears. Understand? And the next thing we not understand, right? Takashi 6ix9ine, when he come on to the N-word, that Mexican brother, he used that word with impunity. Whether I must say it in a song or I must say it in a random conversation, Takashi 6ix9ine used the N-word with impunity. So my question is now to the whole woke black community we have a problem with whoever wants to say the N-word. Why it's alright that Takashi 6ix9ine said the N-word? Is it that, right? The N-word initially represented all of black people in a white people's eyes or white people's opinion way back then. You know, in a segregation Jim Crow era, right? It was a word where used to describe black people in the present state as they was. Seen? Alright. Black people have had enough opportunity, or some black people have had enough opportunity to step away from the idea of what the N-word is supposed to be, or the concept of what the N-word is supposed to be, over time so much. And we have white people now are stepping into the shoes of what the N-word is supposed to be. We have Mexicans. So what me I say is really, is it alright when a person will operate under the guise of what the N-word is supposed to be, regardless of what race they are, say the N-word? Is that the reason why we make him operate with impunity? Because he act more like an N-word than any other N-word that we ever come across in our life, right? Him and people like him. Right? So to me, almost that's the answer. Say, we actually have an idea in our head of what N-word is supposed to be. You dig what I say? As in, from a negative perspective. And as long as a person operates along the lines of what the N-word is supposed to be, so automatically him is an N-word. I have black people in America right now with white friends, we call them white friend them my N-word. Right? And why you call your white friend my N-word? Because he's been around you long enough to act like you, and you probably act like an N-word. Because there's a difference between an N-word and a black man. Right? I'm not saying I'm either. I'm just saying there's a difference. So we need to take responsibility, or more responsibility, or we just need to just allow this shit alone and make people say what the hell they want to say. Because if it's alright for some people say it, why not alright for others say it? And if we put it in our music and I tell people, so if we consume with music and live with the albums and shit like that and take it to heart and listen to the way I said take it the way we mean it, you understand? So why we have a problem when time them do it? Kendrick and guys like those, they market to white kids. They know that white kids are listening to their music predominantly. Because I don't really want to say this, but for the most part, black kids, for the most part, they don't want to hear nothing positive. I can guarantee you that black kids aren't Kendrick's biggest fan base. You know, it's those white suburban kids who support his music. And he knows that. He knows that because they do market research into all of this kind of stuff. They know this shit. Me, yes, I speculate, but I'm probably sure, I'm probably 100% sure that my speculation is right. The highest demographic of people who listen to his music is done white college kids. And he knows that, his label knows that, but yet still he's putting the N-word in the music. You know people sing along with your music, so why would you put it in there if you have a problem with them saying it, and then you're going to kick the girl off stage? I know this is an old ass fucking topic, but the argument remains the same, right? We're doing this to ourselves, to some extent. We are doing it to our goddamn self. Cut it out, yo. Stop putting it in your music. If you're too limited, if you're so limited as an artist that you have to put it in there, stop making music. Go do something else. You're not supposed to be an artist if you're limited by one word. If your creativity is boxed in, if one word gets omitted from your vocabulary, then you're not supposed to be an artist. Let's get this out of here. Let's get the word out of here for that the problem. If we have a problem with such a problem with the word, let's get rid of the word. Right? So what do you think, Dennis? What do you think? Like, you think say the word relevant still? We still need to use the word?
Well, we shouldn't be using the word from that time there. But I guess people are trying to use the word to like water it down.
Yeah, they're trying to take away the power from the word. And that's what I'm saying. So, alright, taking the power away from something is changing the context of that thing. The context of the perception of that thing. Right? So, if I'm using the word in my song to glorify my brothers, saying my Nword, yo, my Nword, what up, right? I'm using it to glorify my brothers. Then I have a problem with a white kid using it to glorify my brothers because he's doing what I did. You understand? He's just repeating what I said. So I don't see the pushback. So it's either we're going to get rid of the word or we're going to just make people use the word with impunity. Which way I think are the better way to go with it. Get rid of it, use it with impunity. Because either way, if you get rid of it, right, it becomes something taboo, it becomes something underground. If you try to get rid of it, you know, it have even more power. But if you just let these white kids say it, right, because of the context where you use it in, as opposed to just walking up to you on the street saying, yo, you that, when you understand? You just say it in the context that you said it and you meant it in.